Namaste to one and all. This is Madhuri at Science at Your Tips. Welcome back to another session. In the previous sessions, we have completed up to 6th question. That is in NCERT solutions, we have completed 1 to 6 questions and their answers also. So let us continue with the 7th question onwards. So coming to this 7th question, 8,000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons, each of 2,000 kg, along a horizontal track. If the engine exerts a force of 40,000 newtons and the track offers a friction force of 5,000 newtons, then calculate. Here, three different things we have to calculate. The first one is the net accelerating force. The second one, acceleration of the train, and third one, the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. Okay, so let us calculate this. Now, here we are going to calculate the first question which is given here, that is the net accelerating force. So, first let me write what is the force exerted by the engine and what is the force exerted by the track also, that is a frictional force. So here the force exerted by engine, this is for moving the train. How much it is? 40,000 newtons. Then track is offering, what is that? That force is called as frictional force. For stopping the train, this force is applied on the train, that is 5,000 newtons. 5,000 newtons. Now we are going to calculate net accelerating force. Net accelerating force. So that is equal to 40,000 plus minus 5,000 because it is in opposite direction. So let me write directly 40,000 minus 5,000. Why we are writing here minus? Because it is in opposite direction. Okay. So how much we are getting here? 35,000 newtons. This is a net force which is applied on the train. So this is the answer for our first question. This is the answer for our first question, 35,000 newtons. Now coming to the second part of this. In second part we have here to calculate acceleration of the train. So before going to calculate that, first of all let me see what is the formula. F is equal to ma. So once we'll check it out whether we are having net force or not. Yes, now we have calculated. Now whether we are having the mass of the train or not. Yes, we have, because they have given that the train is having 5 wagons and each of that is having 2,000 kg. Okay, engine we are not counting into that. So mass of the train, what is that mass of the train? 5 into 2,000 kg, because they have given that the train is having 5 wagons and each wagon is having 2,000 kg mass, no? So based on that we can calculate this mass as 10,000 kilograms. 10,000 kilograms. Now what is the net force we have here? We have calculated now only, no? What is that net force? 35,000 newtons. Now let me calculate what is the acceleration. Based on this formula, F is equal to ma. We have here A is equal to F by m, net force by mass of the train. What is the net force here? 35,000 newtons divided by what is the mass of train? 10,000. So 3 zeros will get cancelled. 35 by 10, what will get here? 3.5. What we have to write the units? Here we have to write meters by second square. After getting the answer, compulsory write the unit, children. Otherwise you may do mistakes here or you may lose the marks also. Next, coming to the third part of this. So what is the third question here asked? Let me see that. The force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. The force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. So we are going to find out force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. How to find out this? We have to find out by mass of engine. Force we can find out from m into a formula only, but we are going to find out from mass of engine. Mass of engine into acceleration. Mass of engine into acceleration. Acceleration value already we got here. Mass of engine also is given in the question, that is 8,000 kilograms. So what we will do here, children? Mass of engine is, what is that mass of engine? 8,000 kilograms into, what is the acceleration here? What is the acceleration we got? Here only we got, what is that? 3.5. So 3.5 into 8,000. What is the answer we are going to get here? 28,000. 28,000. What is that formula? What is the unit for this? Newton. Okay. So the first answer we got here, net accelerating force on the train, 35,000 newtons. Then B question, acceleration we got 3.5 meters per second square. Then third one we got here as 28,000, that is the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. We got the answer as 28,000 newtons. Let us proceed with the 8th question. So here if you see this 8th question, children, it's given that an automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kilograms. What must be the force between the vehicle and road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meters per second square? Let us see what to do here. We have to find out force, and also yes, we have to find out the force only. Mass is given and negative acceleration also is given. Based on that, we'll find out. Now, here in this 8th question, what is given, children? Mass is given. What is that mass? I am writing here it as m. What is that mass given here? 1500 kilograms. 1500 kilograms. Then, what is the acceleration? Acceleration A is equal to, what is the acceleration given here? It is a negative acceleration, deceleration or retardation. What is the value given here? Minus 1.7 meters per second square. Yes. Now we are going to find out the force. Force. What is the formula we have for force? Force is nothing but F. F is equal to m into A, that is mass into acceleration. So let us take the mass. Here mass is given for the automobile vehicle. What is that mass? 1500 kilograms into minus 1.7. See, sign also is very important here. If you are writing plus sign, your marks have gone. So be careful when you are writing the sign, children. Here we are going to get the answer as, after solving this, after multiplying this, we are going to get 2550 newtons. 2550 newtons. But here negative sign. What for we are writing this negative sign? Because it is in opposite direction. Opposite direction. This force is applied here because this is a force, frictional force between the vehicle and road. So that is why we are writing that this force in the opposite direction, minus sign we are writing here. Okay. Now let us see the 9th question here. Here 9th question is given just a multiple choice type of question only. We no need to calculate anything here. What is the momentum of an object of mass m moving with a velocity v? Momentum formula, what is that? Mass into velocity. In the first option they have given mass into velocity whole square. It's not correct. Mass into velocity square, not correct. Half mv square, this is a formula given for kinetic energy. So this is also wrong. M into v, this is correct. So what we can write here? This option, D option is correct here. Okay. Now let me see this 10th question also here. We have, using a horizontal force of 200 newtons, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the frictional force that will be exerted on the cabinet? Here, what is happening, children? Frictional force should balance with the applied horizontal force. Horizontal force, how much it is there? 200 newtons. So, if horizontal force is 200 newtons, then frictional force, as it has to balance the applied horizontal force, it should be opposite in direction and same in the value, same in the magnitude but opposite in the direction. So that's why we can write directly this answer as minus 200 newtons. Minus 200 newtons. Nothing to calculate here also in 10th question. Now coming to the 11th question. Here two objects each of mass 1.5 kg are moving in the same straight line but in opposite directions. The velocity of each object is 2.5 meters per second before the collision, during which they stick together. What will be the velocity of the combined object after collision? So this is based on our, what is that? We have conservation of momentum. Before collision momentum equal to after collision momentum. Momentum before collision equal to momentum after collision. So based on that we are going to find out what is the final velocity. Okay. Now let me see what are the masses here in the question given. I am taking these masses as m1 and also m2. So what are the masses given here, children? Both of the masses are equal, no? So both these masses m1 and m2 both are equal here, and that value is 1.5 kilograms. m1 value is 1.5 and m2 value also 1.5. Now initial velocity of these two. Initial velocity. So what is the initial velocity we are taking here? U1. What is that value here? What is that value? 2.5 meters per second. 2.5 meters per second. Both the initial velocities of these two objects are similar only. But one thing we have to remember, one is coming in the opposite direction, no? So that is why what we have to take here, initial velocity of the second object, we are taking U2 value as minus 2.5 meters per second. Minus 2.5 meters per second. Now final velocity. But before going to find out the final velocity, final momentum, all this, now finally what is happening in the second time, means after the collision, what is happening? The mass is becoming equal to m1 plus m2. Why we are writing m1 plus m2 here? Because both are sticking together, no? Objects are sticking together. So 1.5 plus 1.5, what is that? 3. 3 kilograms is the mass of the object because both of them are sticking with each other. Okay. Now let us find out the final velocity after collision. What is happening to the final velocity? But before calculation, children, just you try to remember, just one small thing we'll take. In our class also sometimes two persons are there. Two persons are coming in opposite direction. If both of them are having the same mass and also both of them are coming in this with the same velocity, then what will happen? Whenever they are colliding with each other, finally velocity will become 0 because both of them are having same mass and same velocity. Here in this case they are not attaching to each other, but then also final velocity will become 0 because one is opposing the other, no, with the same amount of momentum. So here what will happen? In this case also we are going to get the final velocity as 0 only. Now with the help of formulas, with the help of the values also we'll find out, children, once. We'll see here what is the momentum before collision. Momentum before collision. Momentum before collision equal to, what is that momentum before collision? Formula what we have here? m1u1 plus m2u2. m1u1 plus m2u2. So what will get the answer here? 1.5 into 2.5 plus 1.5 into minus 2.5. Minus 2.5. Okay. So before collision we are getting it like this. Now I am not calculating this. Directly we'll go for our question. Anyway, we are going to get here 0 only, no? Before momentum before collision. Total momentum, not separate momentum here. Separately if you are calculating, what is happening? One person. Here in this case, in our question they have given one object. So that object is having the momentum. Another object also is having the momentum, but it is in opposite direction. So on the whole, before collision, what is the momentum here? 0. If you calculate here itself or in that formula directly, then also we are going to get the same. Now I'll try to calculate what is the momentum. What is the momentum after collision? What is the momentum after collision? What we are going to get here? Here after collision, what is happening? Both the objects are they are sticking to each other, no? So we'll take here mass, whatever the mass is there, I'm taking this as m. Here also let me write capital M so that we can understand clearly. M into final velocity, into final velocity. Okay, now what is that mass we have here already? That is 3 kg. Then into what is the velocity? This only we are going to find out. But here you see momentum before collision equal to momentum after collision. So because of that, what we can write? 3v is equal to 3v. What is 3v? After collision momentum. Okay. So 3v is equal to 0. Then what happens to v, children, here? 0 by 3. That is nothing but 0. So final velocity of the objects when they are sticking with each other, final velocity will be 0. Even in our previous cases also we have seen like football players, volleyball players, somebody is there, they are playing together. One is having more mass and they are having some particular velocity. Another one person is having some mass and they are having some velocity. But when momentum is equal, then final velocity will become 0. When momentum is not equal, separate momentum, if it is not equal, means momentum before collision you are not getting as 0, then final velocity will have some value. When momentum before collision equal to 0, then final velocity is going to become 0. So this we have to remember here. Now, let me see 12th question, children. According to the third law of motion, when we push an object, the object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force. If the object is a massive truck parked along the roadside, it will probably not move. A student justifies this by answering that two opposite and equal forces cancel each other. Comment on this logic and explain why the truck does not move. Here, in this question, they have given that massive truck is parked on the roadside. It will probably not move. So what is the reason here? According to this student, he is saying that two equal and opposite forces cancel each other. Here, the student, whatever he is saying here, that is incorrect, because applied force upon the truck is not enough to overcome the friction between the truck and road. That is why it is not moving. The object pushes back on us with an equal and opposite force, that is according to our Newton's third law of motion. But here in this case, in this situation here, if you observe, object is a massive truck parked on the roadside. It is not moving because whatever the force is applied on that, like some wind force or you wanted to move that, it's not moving. What is the reason? Because our force is not sufficient to move that, or the wind force is not sufficient to move that. So that is why it is not moving. Okay. So we'll end the session here. We'll continue our next session with our 13th question. Okay.